This is NJ, your host on this channel. In this video, we will have our discussion on the upcoming new moon, which is going to be taking place on March 31st in the Pisces sign, within Pisces in the Revati Nakshatra. So friends, do not quote me on the date because it is definitely going to vary basis your location and all of that. But the beauty of the new moon energy is that for anything to do with spiritual practices, meditative practices, the time of new moon is always considered as very auspicious for the reflective activities. And over and above that, the time of the Revati, like as you know that the energies of Revati promotes and gives success in all pursuits, whether you talk about material, spiritual, artistic, creative, or healing, nourishment, spending time within the nature with the pets. So all those energies are considered to be very auspicious, very supporting at the time when Revati Nakshatra gains prominence. And friends, the definition of new moon is all about when your soul, your subconsciousness, all the cycles of the nature are focused towards that specific nakshatra only. Now friends, before we will jump to this section and we will start our discussion customized to all the moon signs and the ascendants, you also have to give attention to a very auspicious event which is also going to begin immediately after this new moon, so which is going to be the beginning of our new year as per our Hindu calendar. So friends, like the way we are currently in the Hindu lunar month of Chaitra, if you have to take into consideration the cycle, so generally the concept which is followed is that the time immediately after the new moon, so after the new moon, when moon will start waxing, so the very first day of that, so I will repeat, so the month is Chaitra, Hindu month. The cycle of the moon is going to be of waxing of Shukla Paksh, and the first day of that, which is the Pratipada, is celebrated as the new year. Now friends, there are certain concept which also surrounds it, because within India as well, in different section, in different parts of India, it is celebrated with different kind of belief. So like in the southern part, they call it Ugadi, and there are other and many stories attached to it. But the beauty of this day is that friends, because of this is going to be the laying foundation of a new year. So the chart which gets created over on this day can give you an insight regarding what kind of events you can anticipate. And also friends, it also gives rise to a new Samvatsar, which is going to give you a theme. So like the way the previous Samvatsar was of Rakshas, of demon, and this Samvatsar which is going to begin is going to be called as the Anal. And friends, just because basis your location and all of that, so this is going to be falling on the April 2nd, which is going to be a Saturday. So basis all the calculation of our like Hindu Vedic followers, following the Panchang, the calendar and all of that, so the king of this year has been allotted as to the planet Saturn, and the preceptor or the mantri as we call it, or the advisor position has been allotted to the planet Jupiter. So because of which friends, definitely Saturn, if you follow, obviously you follow astrology, so Saturn, as we all know, that is very strong during this whole year because of shifting its base within its own zodiac sign only. And over and above that friends, the Saturn being getting the designation of the king for this year as per our Hindu calendar calculation, so it is all summarizing and indicating in this direction, whether you have to take into consideration this Samvatsar, which is Anal, which has certain connotation, and blending it with the king of this year, which is the planet Saturn. So it is definitely going to be indicating in this direction that this period can be seen as very auspicious or very positive for all those people who are in the fields of administration or who are in the fields of judiciary. The second thing is that all the entities being represented by the planet Saturn, their prices might go high or they might be very much in demand. So oil, petroleum, coal, all these things are definitely going to be a lot in demand, whether we talk about iron, petroleum, all these products. The second thing is that friends, definitely the everything if you are gonna combine, so it is indicating in this direction that it can give rise to enmity between the the nations. And the second thing is that just because the preceptor is the Jupiter, so there will be good advice and counsel which people in power might be receiving, but definitely enmity among the nations can rise during this time, which can give rise to a lot of hostility and grouping and favorism between different nations. That can be seen as a theme which comes out as per our Hindu calendar calculation. And definitely friends, if you follow all the Hindu Vedic festivals and all of that, so this new year, like every year, is going to begin with the auspicious holy 9 days celebration devoted to the goddess, feminine divine. And after that, on the 9th day, we are going to have the Ram Navami, the birth celebration of the Lord Ram. And then on the full moon, we are going to have the celebration of my beloved Lord Hanuman. So there is a lot of Hindu festivals which are going to take place in this month of April. And not to forget, we have many planetary shift which is going to be taking place, like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Jupiter. So many planets are shifting their base, their residence in 1 month only. So I have already uploaded, friends, the video on the customized results for the month of April for all the ascendants. And now we are going to shift our base to understanding that basis your moon sign. I will emphasize more on your moon sign, that this energies of this new moon in the Revati Nakshatra, how it's going to be impacting you. So friends, to begin with the Aries moon sign or the ascendant. So definitely friends, this energy is going to be taking place in your 12th house. So sun and moon, being conjunct in your 12th house. Moon has got the rulership of your 4th house, of your inner emotional contentment, your emotional feelings, and 5th house also tells about the way your mind function. So all these energies of these two benefic houses being conjunct in the 12th house can be seen as a very good energy for anything to do with spirituality, anything to do with nourishment. See, the thing is that friends, when we talk about even the auspicious activities connected with the Revati Nakshatra energies are considered as very auspicious for all sort of materials, spiritual, healing, rejuvenation, initiating some new thing, even marriage, sexual activity. So Revati Nakshatra is a very harmonious energy. So I would say that barring all the harsh activity where you have to get into legal entanglement or fighting with someone or demolishing someone, so barring all the harsh activity, for anything to do with spirituality, with anything to do with healing, nourishment, self-care, spending time with nature, doing meditation, doing prayers, chanting, so for all those activities and pursuit, this concentration taking place in your 12th house can be seen as a very positive time for all the Aries people. Now the second thing is that friends, when we talk about 12th house concentration, so even for the recreational sexual aspect as well, this energy is positive. The only thing is that the expense part. So if your moon is your natal moon is bit afflicted, that you suddenly go through emotional highs and lows, mood swings and all of that, so whatsoever your state of mind is, do not go on a extravagant spree. That is the only one thing which I want to advise to all the Aries people. Moving ahead friends, now if you want to understand the results for all the Taurus moon sign or the ascendant people, so definitely friends, this whole concentration is going to be taking place in your 11th house. So friends, when we talk about the energies of 11th house, which has everything to do with your wish fulfillment, with your path, with your goals, and I have already mentioned this thing, that this month of April is going to be bringing many changes, and which kind of seems to be very working in favor for you, because the whole concentration of the planets is taking place in your important houses of your visibility, of your public actions, of your activities, of your career, of your profession, of the recognition aspect. So I would say friends that definitely it is a very good time for you guys to concentrate, contemplate and reflect on your goals and your progress, that whatsoever you have accomplished, you have achieved so far in the first quarter of this year 2022, where it has taken you so far. Do you need to re-strategize yourself, or you are on the right path? So working, contemplating on your goals, on your progress can be seen as a right approach to deal with these energies of new moon. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Gemini people, so friends, in your case this alignment is going to be taking place in your 10th house. Now let's say for example, if your profession, your livelihood is straight away connected with the spirituality, religion, you being a yoga teacher, you being a meditation teacher, or anything to do with nursing or healing professions, then definitely friends, you can actually get the insights and realization, direction, some sort of clarity in your path can be foreseen. But for other people, I would say that the energies of the new moon kind of takes people deep within, and energy of Revati is very compassionate, is very giving. So I would say that for any rational, realistic or practical decision making, this day is not creating a positive energy. But let's say for example, for anything to do with spirituality, anything to do with reconciliation or letting go, for those prospects, the energy of this new moon taking place in your 10th house can be seen as a very good time for all the Gemini people. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Cancer people. So definitely friends, when we talk about the Cancer like moon sign or the Cancer ascendant, these are the people who strongly get influenced because of the energies of new moon, full moon or eclipse, or anyway any alignment which moon becomes a part of. So definitely friends, this alignment is going to be taking place in your 9th house. So friends, I have already mentioned this thing. The energies of Revati is considered as very auspicious for anything to do with religious, devotional practices and measures. So definitely friends, this whole alignment taking place in your 9th house just tells about any prayers, any religious activities, endeavors done by you on this day at the predomination of this new moon. I would say whether at the time when degree wise they both are going to be exactly conjunct, or even within the Abhijit Muhurta. So any religious prayers, worship, religious austerities, remembering and reciting the name of your Isht Devta or your Guru, or the mantra which you have received from your Guru, can be seen as a very good way of replenishing or reinforcing the prospects of your luck and your faith and your devotion in your Isht Devta. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Leo people. So definitely friends, in your case this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your 8th house. So now friends, when we talk about the energies of the Revati, it is considered as a very auspicious energy for cleansing. So I would say that if you have been a victim of going through any stress times, any crisis, any trauma, any obsessive psychological unrest, so I would say doing meditation, any sort of therapy or any sort of relaxing rejuvenation activity. Now this could be as easy as taking out time to go to the beach, spending time with your pets, even visiting a zoo. So all those activities can be seen as very auspicious. I would strictly refrain Leo people to indulge into very stressful activity on this day if it is avoidable. So better to avoid it rather than getting very obsessive and psychologically disturbed because of this time which is going to get created of this new moon. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Virgo people. So friends, in your case this alignment is going to be taking place in your 7th house, which has everything to do with our public image, with our relationship, with our commercial activities. So let's say for example friends, if you have been facing the heat in any of these matters, any allegation on your public image, on your work front, or any obstacles, impediments if you are currently facing in the matters of the business, or any misunderstandings in the relationship. So I would say friends that the energy of Revati is very positive energy for praying and surrendering to the higher powers and letting go, because friends, it's not only or not any other new moon of the year, it's a very auspicious and revigorating time that immediate after this is going to be the beginning of our new Hindu lunar year. And basis looking at all the alignments, all the calculation, all the planetary shift, so definitely friends, new clarity, new auspicious beginning are waiting for you. Important is to let go and move on from all the past wounds or crisis or trauma, if that has been your story of the life, or currently if you are battling with that. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Libra people. So friends, in your case this new moon is going to be taking place in your 6th house. So friends, as you know this thing that when we talk about the Libra people, so like whether we talk about 6th house or the 8th house, it has got certain affinity with them, or they have this kind of expertise to deal with all these two house related matters, because 8th house carries your own like your ascendant's energy, and 6th house is something where your ascendant lords attain exaltation. So I would say friends that definitely if you have been battling with any of the 6th house related matters, confusion, misunderstanding in your daily work life, law related concerns or debts related concerns, so having that unresolved faith in the divine, unconditional faith in the divine powers, and praying and letting go. So this energy of Revati in the 6th house is all about having faith and letting go all these past wounds or traumas or difficulties and looking forward to some new beginnings. And definitely friends, if you have that kind of conviction in your prayers, so insights and new realization will definitely dawn upon you, and it's definitely going to push you forward or give you clarity regarding the path ahead. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Scorpio people. So friends, in your case, this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your 5th house. Now friends, when we talk about from a Scorpion's perspective, definitely their emotions are the most intense compared to any other moon sign or any other ascendant. And over and above that friends, 5th house has everything to do with the way our mind function. But the brighter side of the 5th house is that this is also the house of art, creativity, and the house of devotion, specifically devotion to our Ishta Devta. So whomsoever God you have faith in, or whether it's any belief, any guru, any teacher, so unconditional faith and doing prayers and meditation, reciting mantra of your Ishta Devta can be seen as a very good practice, a good way of channelizing the energy of this new moon. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Sagittarius people. So friends, in your case, this whole alignment is going to be taking place in your 4th house. So definitely friends, there is going to be a lot of emotional churning which you will face and which you will feel during this time. Important is that whatsoever is happening deep within, give it the right direction of devotion, of worship, of prayers. And I would say that the relaxation and rejuvenation or any sort of therapy or going out and reconnecting with nature or relaxing, either this could be any RMT, any massage session or anything. So that could be seen as the right approach for dealing up the churning up of the emotions or the energies taking place in your 4th house, rather than indulging into any stressful activity or getting into those mode of outburst, giving outburst within your family. So I would say give the right direction to the surge of your energy, and the energy of Revati, that to the new moon, is or has everything to do with letting go and renewing and coming out of the old past roadblocks and mind blocks and looking at the brighter positive side towards the road ahead. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Capricorn people. So friends, for you guys, this alignment is going to be influencing your 3rd house. So friends, as you know this thing, that when we talk about anything to do with the recreational aspect, anything to do with your desires, your hobbies, so all of those activities are generally seen from the 3rd house. So I would say friends that because 3rd house has got a double connotation to it. On one side, this house also represents travels, spending time with your friends, relaxing activity and chilling out with friends, and it also is an important house of strategy, of your goals, of your initiative, of the action. So I would say that try to keep this day light, work on your strategies, reflect on your progress of all of your actions. And like the way this thing, that there is a whole lot of transit which is going to be taking place in the month of April, and just because the energy of this upcoming Hindu lunar new year Samvatsar is of Saturn, and Saturn is your ascendant lord. So there is a lot of good news awaiting for you if you're also going through good dashas and you have good yogas in your chart. So a lot is awaiting for you to be achieved or accomplished this year. Try to keep this day light and and be in this mode of relaxing and rejuvenation rather than stressing yourself. Moving ahead friends, now for all the Aquarius people. So definitely friends, in your case, as you can fairly see that this alignment is taking place in your 2nd house, the house of your finances. So I would say friends that if you're already going through any vulnerability, any kind of setbacks in the matters of your finances, try not to overstress yourself on these matters. Rather, I would say friends that just because this whole new moon is taking place in that specific pada, which is considered as the Sagittarius Navamsa Pada. So there is a lot of power and intensity which the energies of this nakshatra holds, that if you're gonna do prayers and any rituals during this time, they can manifest. So I would say have faith in your Ishta Devta, doing prayers, recreational activities, and along with that, if you are in that state that you can afford doing some charities and supporting some organizations, so doing any charities, supporting any humanitarian philanthropic organizations can be seen as a very good way of channelizing the energy of this new moon taking place in your 2nd house. And apart from that friends, when we talk about the this kind of alignment taking place in your 2nd house, and just because the same day Venus is also going to be entering your 1st house, so I would say that if you belong to that category, because with many people what happen is that their psychological state tend to remain like that. If they are going to feel themselves emotionally vulnerable, the first thing which they do is that they just go on that extravagant spree. So try not to burn the hole in your pocket because of the surge of the energy taking place in your house of finances. Take out time for some religious, spiritual activity. And second house has everything to do with our speech. So utilize the energy of this new moon for some mantra recitation and reading some holy scriptures. That is the only one thing which I want to advise for all the Aquarian people. And lastly friends, for all the Pisces people, so definitely friends, this whole new moon energy is going to be taking place right over there in your first house. So I would say that your whole personality, your whole aura is coming in the purview of that. And if you will see that in your chart, moon and sun has also got the rulership of your fifth house and the sixth house as well. So definitely friends, your mind holds this capacity to come out of any misery, any trouble which you are facing. If you are going through that, believe in yourself, do prayers, do meditation, and I would say any sort of self-reflection, introspection can actually give you clarity for the path ahead lying and waiting for you. So that is something friends which I wanted to say as a part of my inputs for this new year and the new moon energies awaiting for all of us. For further more updates and notifications on the divine science of Vedic astrology, please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my Facebook.